G'day guys, Kurt Bishop bringing you a sneak preview of a brand new track titled Ascension. This will be a D-Class specific track, and you can see my attempt here in my RX-7 FD. This is going to be something of a walkthrough as well as a preview. So as you can see, first corner of the track is an immediate right-hand turn off the highway. Besides giving way to local traffic, you'll also need to exercise caution with other drivers and not attempt an overtake until you reach this road here. Basic premise for this track is to be an uphill battle from the highway to the observatory. I think it turned out pretty well. There's one bit that is a little bit scuffed later on, which we'll see. Obviously that's going to require a bit of testing. We'll see how it goes. It can always be edited out pretty simply. Now, onto Banham Canyon Drive. Quite a few blind corners here. One approach I like to take is if I see a local come around a corner before I enter, it's usually safe to say there's not going to be another one around it. If I don't see a local, there's usually one waiting on the other side. As you can see, two examples of that right there. Obviously with that truck, I know there's nothing else coming immediately, so I can take the inside apex. A little bit of choice to make here. You can either cut to the right past the gas station or take the road as I do here. Bit of a risk versus reward. Might save you time, might not. Obviously cutting that corner there across the grass can spin you out quite easily as well. Off to my left, you'll see a local who's got no idea what the fuck he's doing as we come onto Marlow Drive. This is one of my favourite parts of the course since the corners are fairly wide. You can get quite a good view of everything that's coming your way, all the way to the other side, which allows you to better judge what locals are going to be where, and you can really put the power down through these turns. Up next, we'll be coming on to Mount Vinewood Drive, which happens to be the only major downhill section of the entire course. So cars that have a bit more of a top-end focus rather than cornering, such as the RX-7, will be able to make up quite a bit of time here. Bit of a risky corner cut here. Usually don't like to do it, but as long as you take it at a pretty straight angle and not turning as you come onto it, you should be fine. Now on Galileo Road, quite a few blind corners here as well. You'll see a little bit of a late apex right there. Next major feature will be the construction zone, titled Cones. You absolutely do not want to hit those cones under any circumstance. I had them flip my RX-7 last time I attempted this. They can fuck you in some pretty unforgiving ways, so just avoid them altogether. Fruit stand up ahead here. Sometimes that car park next to it isn't there, which allows you to cut the corner. Obviously when it is, you have no option but to take the corner normally. So now we're on Mount Hahn Road. This is one of the major features of the course, titled Serpentine. The corners here are all blind. Some of them take place on undulating hills as well, so you can't see what's coming over the hill on the other side. Usually here it's best to just stay in the correct lane of traffic. Obviously this section here you get quite a good view, but you'll see just up here it gets pretty chaotic with all these locals and you just never know what's around the bend. It's ended up being a pretty successful run, but you'll see quite shortly up ahead towards the finish things don't go quite so smoothly. And this local up ahead in front of me does something stupid. Can't make up his mind on which way he wants to turn. Whenever I see something like that, one local doing something fucking dumb, it's a pretty high chance he's going to do something stupid again, so come off the power, observe what he's doing, and then try your best to react accordingly. There's no point trying to rush and overtake on a local that's being unpredictable. Quite a nice series of bends here on Marlow Drive as we come back towards the observatory. As you saw, I struggled to handle that one on the hill there, it's quite a strange corner. Now as we come up to Lake Vinewood, this is where things get a bit wonky. Every time I attempted this track today, the locals were just not having any of it. They were doing something stupid every time I came through here. It's quite a difficult road to race on since it's quite narrow and there's virtually no shoulder, so you can't cut between traffic or on the outside of it. Kind of have to give way to the locals here as best you can. Attempted to cut through the right side of that local there, didn't really work out smoothly. If you go on the left side, they're just going to close the door on you since they want to turn left, and if you're in the way, tough shit. In a real race, this is one of those parts where you just don't want to try and overtake. It's not worth it. You're better off staying on their ass and then attempting an overtake as you come back onto Marlow Drive here, where the roads are quieter and much wider. Feedback for the lakeside section in particular is going to be very important. If we find that people are having too many crashes in that section, it's like a 5-second fix to just cut it out. Sometimes it's chock-a-block with locals, other times it's quiet as fuck. It's a bit inconsistent, but in that case it makes it a bit more of a dynamic part of the track since you have to be a bit more adaptable and observant of what's going on. Final series of corners coming up through East Galileo Avenue. Any close races will be decided through here. James Crown and I had a particularly close race through this section while we were testing cars out for D-Class. Sure, you guys will have some similar experiences when we do a D-Class race on this track for real in a week's time. And there we are, across the line with a nice sub 6 minute lap time of Ascension. So that's pretty much going to wrap things up. Hope you enjoyed this video. Any and all feedback is appreciated. Please let me know if you thought this was shit. I'm considering doing more walkthroughs like this for other tracks, so please let me know what you liked and what you thought could be improved on. Also forget to like and subscribe. This has been Kurt Bishop, Viceroy Endurance, signing out.